Okay, no need to leave Texas when you can learn about a variety of world cultures right here at home in the Lone Star State.
The Dallas Museum of Art, which anchors the country's largest arts districts, prides itself on being the only global art museum in North Texas. Its global collections represent a full range of world cultures.
Paige gives us a preview of the European Art Gallery and the works of some of history's most notable, as Hannah said, Impressionists.
I'm excited to introduce you to the Interim Chief Curator. This is Nicole Myers for the Dallas Museum of Art. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Welcome back.
I'm so happy to be here and happy to be in this room in particular. I'm surrounded by these masterpieces of Impressionist art. And I'm curious, tell me a little bit more about this global collection.
The DMA's collection has more than 25,000 works of art from all cultures, all time periods, and in all media. So that's more than 5,000 years of human creativity. There is literally something for everyone that comes through our doors to connect with on a personal level, from prehistoric sculpture to the artwork of artists living today.
Truly, the DMA is a treasure for our community at large, as well as being a world treasure. It is one of the 10 largest museums in the country, and I'm sure that there are so many different priorities that you're having to weigh constantly. Tell me about those chief priorities and how do you keep that on track?
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. Research, innovation, and public engagement are the key to everything we do here as curators. Whether it's researching new acquisitions, developing exciting traveling exhibitions, or finding novel ways to present artwork in our permanent collection galleries, we're always working towards making art more relevant, more relatable, and more meaningful to our visitors.
Nicole, we're standing in the European Art Gallery. Can you tell me, what is it about this collection that makes it a Dallas treasure?
Yeah, the European collection spans painting and sculpture from Greek and Roman antiquity all the way up through the first half of the 20th century. We have examples of almost every major stylistic development in the history of European art. But really what our strength is 19th century French painting, and more specifically, Impressionism. So we're standing here in one of our Impressionist galleries, and we're surrounded by incredible examples by some of the founding members of the movement. Artists like Monet, Renoir, Degas, Cézanne, just to name a few.
It is beautiful. But what I'm also noticing is that there's many different types of styles in these pieces of art, which I'm curious, what makes these works of art impressionists?
That is such a great observation and a really good question. There's not one shared style or subject matter that unifies the Impressionist group. Instead, it was a shared commitment to depicting the modern world around them using an equally modern style. So for some artists like Monet and Renoir, that meant adopting a bright palette and loose, rapidly applied brushstrokes to capture light and movement in the natural world. For other artists like Degas, that meant adopting modern subjects like ballet dancers rehearsing or horses at a racetrack that weren't before seen as appropriate for fine art.
Okay, Nicole, I have a very difficult question to ask you, but among all of this beautiful artwork, particularly in this Impressionist room, what is your all-time favorite?
Oh gosh, that's the question that every curator hates to be asked. It's always really difficult to choose just one and to narrow things down. But I will talk to you about one of my personal favorites in the collection, which is Monet's Water Lilies with Clouds, which came to us from the incredible private collection of Eugene and Margaret McDermott. So in the last 20 years of Monet's life, he focused almost exclusively on painting the water lily pond that he built at his home in Giverny outside of Paris. So our painting was made about halfway through his production, and I love it because it's kind of a hybrid. Monet gives us a little bit of land, so we know that we're looking out across the pond.
Right.
But he places us, the viewer, right in the middle of the water. He doesn't give us much of a place to stand on, and in fact, he really tests our perception of what we're looking at. Are we looking down through the water at the plants growing below, or are we looking out on the incredible illusions of clouds that are reflected on the surface? One of the things that I love to share about this painting is an anecdote from when it was sold in 1917. It was said that visitors to this sale actually thought that it was hung upside down. So great is Monet's ability to capture this illusion of the clouds on the surface. So I always thought it was something that was made up. But the very first time that I installed this painting in this gallery and I saw it across the gallery on a cart, for a split second, I actually thought that it was upside down. So it is an incredible testimony to Monet's absolute power as a painter, and it's a powerhouse of Impressionism. So one of my favorites.
He certainly was a powerhouse as well, and it would have been beautiful upside down. Thank you so much for giving us this preview of this fantastic gallery. We
Thanks so
appreciate
much, and I hope all of you watching from home will come and see it for yourself.
it. You definitely don't want to miss it.